Hi everyone, today I'm going to be sharing with you my cheese ball recipe. It is almost like a secret recipe, but hey, food is to be loved and shared and enjoyed. So what I have here right now is 3 cups of flour, and I put 4 tablespoons of sugar and I mixed it in really well. Now I have my yeast getting activated, like the packages of the quick yeast, and there's about a 1/4 cup of water in there along with a teaspoon of sugar, and then I pour the package in there and I'm just waiting for it to rise. And that probably will take about 5 to 10 minutes. Alright, now I've added an egg into the yeast now that it's risen, and you can see the egg in there. And I've also added 3 tablespoons of vegetable oil, and I mix it all together. And usually with this, I'll just pour it right into the flour. Sorry about that. Pour it right into the flour and mix it up really well. Then I'll use warm water, like a little bit as needed, just to make it like dough, like pizza dough. And I'll show you that in a minute while I get warm water. And you might need a cup of flour on the side, because in case you get it too moist, you need flour to kind of soften it back up. But it really needs to be kneaded really well so that it's soft. Okay. Alright, so I like doing everything by hand, so I'll be mixing it up really well. And you should use, dip in some extra flour, either beforehand or now, and just sprinkle it all onto there. And knead it really well. Right. Get a good look. So this is how you knead it. And you'll kind of punch it, and then there's a lot of liquid in there. Relatively soft. So you continue with this process. You don't really want it to stick to you so much, so I'll be adding flour in there, here and there, just to get it to get a little bit more dry and soft. But keep kneading it. Probably give it at least between 5 minutes, 10 minutes perhaps. It'll feel really soft. Then you can cover it with a cloth from your kitchen, just a clean dish cloth, and then put it probably on top of your fridge. You leave it for about an hour, and then you give it enough time to rise. So you're leaving it for an hour to let it rise, and then you come back to it, and then I'll show you what you'll have to do next. Just wanted you to see what the dough should look like after it's been kneaded. It's really nice, really soft. And with this kind of dough, actually you can stuff it with anything. It can be used as a pizza dough, basically. Stuff it with meat, vegetables, and even chocolate if you wanted to, maybe jams, jelly, stuff like that you can add to it. But with the cheese balls, they're stuffed with cream cheese. So we'll let this rise and be back in about an hour. Alright, so this is what your dough will look like after it's risen. Nice and soft, really stretchy, really nice dough. This is exactly what it should be like. And this is the block of cream cheese you're going to be using. This is the easiest to use rather than out of the tub, just because I find that it's a bit harder, so then it goes into the dough and then it goes in really easily. And then I've also got a pan ready. You can see that pan. There we go. Yeah, the pan, and I put foil down so it doesn't just stick to it. And then I have a cup here of egg that I'm going to brush onto the cheese balls after they're done, all being wrapped up. Okay, so let me show you how it's done. Alright, so basically, taking a bit of dough. Let's see here. About that much. And I kind of lay it flat in my hand like this. And I take a bit of the cream cheese and I put it right in the middle, like that. And then I begin to fold the dough around it. So basically, I'll go through this whole process of doing all these balls and put them all down, and this will be, you know, completely full. So for time's sake, because I'm going to show you them all at the end done, I'm going to dip into my brush of egg, and I'm going to brush the egg on top of it. It gives it kind of a shiny coat when you're cooking it. It looks nice and shiny. And that's what you do for now. And then you're going to be cooking this at 350 for about 15 to 20 minutes. Once it looks golden brown, then it's like ready to be taken out. And I'll show you how to make this syrup in just a moment. Alright, this is the syrup. We have about a cup of sugar in there and a cup of water. I'm also going to add a shot of lemon juice. About like that much. So that's real lemon. Alright. And we're going to bring this to a boil and let it add a low boil for at least, probably, I don't know, maybe it might take about 10-15 minutes so that it thickens up to a syrup. We'll come back at that time so I can show you what the syrup looks like. Alright, here are all the cheese balls. They're all done. Alright, this is what they look like. Okay, and this is what the syrup looks like. As it cools, it gets a little bit thick. Still a little bit runny. But it's good as soon as those cheese balls come out of the oven to put the syrup on it. So probably like put it on maybe a minute or two after. So we just rub it all on. Like that. Just put a layer of the syrup. And basically, because when they're warm, they just basically absorb it all up. Suck the syrup up, because these desserts they're not too sweet. They're just the right amount of sweetness and not too heavy. So they're really nice. If you make them, you'll definitely enjoy them. They're so tasty. Right after dinner. Alright. So there you have it. I'll put the recipe ingredients down below, and I hope you get a chance to make it. Let me know what you think about how it tastes. Enjoy.